And then you got a guy like Sandler who, he's wearing basketball shorts and a sweatshirt, to the fucking Oscars if he wanted to. Like, he doesn't give a shit.
Now, if you're asking, everybody's got their own personal, but he's my comedic hero for a couple of reasons. One, he's always just kept to what he likes. Even when he was getting bashed, hey man, this is the type of comedy that I do. You know what comedy I like? I like fun. I like it not taking itself too seriously. You're always going to hear a fart joke. This is what I do. You know what else I like about him? He has always taken his friends along with him.
Yeah, big time.
That has never stopped. If he wouldn't put in the movies, he was producing their stuff. And the last thing, man, is that he's never changed, like personally. I know professionally he hasn't, but personally, never changed who he was. He showed up to the Oscars, or he showed up to Spade's show in basketball shorts, wearing socks with his face on it and a hoodie.
Do you think there's any point where he is self-aware to the point that he's doing that on purpose? Or you think he really is just like, like would he sometimes want to wear a suit somewhere and he's like, but I got to do the basketball shorts thing? Or you think he actually is just like, this is how I roll?
I don't think so. And if you, I don't know if you guys watched the Spirit Award. The Spirit Award.
Oh yeah. That was great. He got up there and said like, fuck the Academy or some shit, right?
Yeah, but you know what he did first? Because he was like, nobody's ever going to give me an Academy Award. You know what he did? The first people he thanked were all of the people that worked on all of his movies before.
Mm-hmm.
All of the movies that obviously were never going to get awards, that he's never been able to come out and publicly thank. He did.
Right.
That's 20 years, man. This dude has been thinking about thanking these people for 20 years. That's the kind of shit where I'm like, this guy's the fucking best. You never see him any scandals. He's not around LA fucking about.
Yeah, you know what? We might have to add him fights to our list of we're on a crusade to find somebody to say something bad about The Rock, because there's just no bad stories about him. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard anything about Adam Sandler either. I don't think I've ever heard a bad, he didn't sign my kid's autograph. He didn't, do this or that. There's not a single bad story about him.
He is a solid dude, man. And that's why for me, if I was going to, not only that, he keeps printing money. Oh yeah.
There's an article on him. There was an article on him when Uncut Gems came out. I think it was in the New Yorker magazine. If you haven't read it, well, you'll love it. But it's just basically about all this, where it's like he's just a regular dude. Like he shows up to his, I believe it was a $200,000 a year golf club, and he was just in basketball shorts. And he's like, "Am I too disgusting to eat here?" And they're like, "Absolutely not, Mr. Sandler." And there was one paragraph that I was just trying to find. Like I can't find it right now. I don't want to type too much, but it was the author of the article reached out to a lot of people in the industry and a lot of people in Hollywood, being like, "Hey, I'm doing an article on Sandler." And he included the like tidbits of their responses, and every single one, from people from like the CEO of Netflix to Conan O'Brien to Spade, Rock, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore was particularly like, "Let me know what you need. I will do absolutely anything for Adam at any time." And like, but everyone was like the greatest guy in the world, the most loyal guy in the world, awesome dude, never changed. It was like the who's who of Hollywood was revering him like he was a god.
If you look at even, and I know they just canceled Lights Out, which is a bummer because it was a really good show. But Sandler's interviews on there, when it's just him and Spade, you can see the genuine love that they have for each other and how great this dude, man, Sandler doesn't have to be gracious anymore. He doesn't have to be humble. He's incredibly gracious. He's so happy. You can tell he's so happy for his friend. And I'm like, man, this is the type of dude that you know what I mean? That I want.
Yeah. I want one time, and Spade should probably be the guy to do it. He should have him on a show and be like, "It's okay. No one's gonna get mad at you or think anything of it. Just tell everybody like fuck off." Like I just want one Adam Sandler to be like, to everybody who doubted me, to everybody who says like this, that, fuck off. And I think the world would just rally.
Yeah. Each of the Spirit Awards was his way of saying that.
Dude, he had that story with when Variety was doing the Actors on Actors series during Oscar season, where was it Pitt? Pitt was telling him the story, and it was when Adam Sandler was at NYU, and a teacher took him out for a beer and said, "Look, quit. Like this is not for you. You are not good at this. You should go find something else to do." And then years later, when Sandler was on SNL and was crushing it, he was with some friends, and he bumped into that teacher at a bar, and he introduced his friends, and then he introduced the teacher. He said, "This is the only teacher who ever took me out for a beer." And that was the only thing he said. He never like rubbed it in his face. He's like, "This is a great guy. He's the only teacher who ever took me out for a beer."
Yeah, man, because the truth of the matter is, look at my bank account rubs it in your face enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know what also too, at the same time, like if you're at NYU film school and Adam Sandler's getting up there doing his voices, like I can see a guy being like, bro, this is not gonna work. And
the same thing happened with Robin Williams. I read his book, Robin, and it was like he didn't get kicked out, but NYU was like, look, we have nothing else to teach you. You're excellent at what you do. The other stuff we're gonna be doing is like drama shit, and that's just like, go be you. Go be Robin Williams. You're like, we have nothing left to teach you. And I feel like that was kind of probably something with Sandler too, where it's like, look, what you're going to do, you're already great at. So you're just waiting.
That's going to work. Great. But otherwise, it does take a certain level too, though, of just be like, I'm going to do goofy voices. I'm going to do dick jokes. And I mean, like for you, you said Sandler's your guy. Like if you look at the mid 90s run for Adam Sandler versus Jim Carrey, Carrey had in 1 year, in 94, he had Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, and The Mask in a single fucking calendar year, which is bananas.
That's absurd.
My God.
I will say this.
So I bet you at the time, if you had asked me what's making you laugh harder right now, I would say probably Jim Carrey. Like Ace Ventura had me in his
stitches. Yeah.
But if you're asking me which movies hold up better and which would I watch now, Sandler's.
Yeah, I mean,
I watched Ace Ventura the other day, and that style of comedy that he was doing it just doesn't hit me like it used to.
Did you see? Speaking of comparing the two, did you see Bert Kreischer on that stream when he met Adam Sandler?
I didn't watch that.
They did a comedy laugh aid thing a week ago with Bill Burr and tried to raise money, and Bert was the one who got to introduce Adam. And much like yourself, he said he's like my comedic hero. And Bert, I think, had a couple pops in him, and I think he was very flustered. And he was like, "We loved you in Ace Ventura. I can't wait to go watch Precious Gems." He got like all the names wrong. It was bad. It was a tough scene, Josh. It was tough.
But Jesse Madison was his favorite movie.
Yeah. Oh, Happy Madison. It was so bad. He said, "Adam, do you have Netflix?" Yeah, he fucking owns Netflix.
Oh, Netflix, dude.
But he's like your number one. I mean, I know you have the reverence for Eddie Murphy, but as far as like movie personality type, Sandler would be your guy.
As far as comics and just how he carries himself, you're about to see my wife walk up the stairs.